Alright guys, welcome back. It's Patty from Cook, Cut, and Create. It is Friday, January 30th, 2026, and my two black toolboxes that match my purple one have arrived. I wanted to jump on here so you guys can see how well these guys are boxed up. Like I had said, they have the strapping, the white strapping on them, and then there's packing tape that goes around that strapping. So forklifts, conveyor belts, or what have you can't puncture through those. Makes me so happy. I will go through the next day or two, and I'll try to put a link for these toolboxes into the description of the video. But I wanted you guys to see just how well these guys are packaged. So we're going to take and try to get it all popped open to show you guys. And let me tell you, they are very well packaged. It takes more time to unpackage them than it does to put them together. Okay, so the top is heavy styrofoam, and there's corner pieces. Now I notice for the first time ever, these corner pieces seem to be busted a little bit. That's not normal, but I'm not surprised with the way the weather has been lately. But what I'm actually going to do is take my little scissors here, and I'm going to puncture down the sides and open it up that way so you guys can see it. Because with this, it's easier to tear the box apart than try to lift it up out of the box, because it is pretty heavy. This, guys, will give you guys an idea of how well packaged these are. This is all styrofoam, and it's all taped. There's tape, it's plastic protective, plastic around it, but this is heavy duty styrofoam. This is not the standard stuff. This is thick. We're talking very thick styrofoam. This is styrofoam I will keep for possible projects. I have a container of styrofoam that I keep for projects. Pop this side open for you so you can see this. And I'm still, building is still a work in progress, of course. It's chaos. Hope you guys are, ouch. So I picked you up and shown you here. Pop the bigger side off of it, but as you see, it's strapped on the inside too. Plastic and the heavy duty thick styrofoam. I'll set you guys down. Hey guys. Hi. You haven't seen me yet, so hi, I'm still here. Waiting for the snow. T-minus about 6 hours before it starts. They're calling 6.5 inches. I predict we're going to get 4. 4.5. Maybe a little bit more. Let's go ahead and pop these open. And it's easy to get, like I said, it takes more time to get it out of the box than it does to put it together. Like I said, thick styrofoam. I'm going to pull all the thick styrofoam out of it. And as you can see, these are 90-degree pieces in the corners. This one here is in really good shape. All sorts of fun stuff you can do with that stuff. And down at the recessed top where the pegboard is at, another thick piece. Now this piece here is what holds everything together for when you are shifting it so the doors don't pull apart. We're going to pull it off for now. And again, now this one, the front piece is a little bit thinner than the rest. this is the pegboard piece that goes on the back of it. For now, I'm not going to attach these. I have an idea. Between the piece of the pegboard and the toolbox itself, it's just a little piece of the thin packing material. And she's basically unwrapped. Get all this shifted out of the way. It's noisy when you do that, of course. Hold on. And it's also sitting on a piece of the really thick styrofoam too. I mean, they do everything they can to protect this. Tucked in the bottom, where that other piece of styrofoam is at, is your box that has your wheels, your peg hooks, and your bolts. It's tucked up underneath the bottom, right here. I am actually going to flip this over real quick so we can put the wheels on. I'm going to bring you up while I do that so you guys can watch. All right. Now let's see if we can't get you angled down a little bit. And you can watch me put the wheels and stuff on. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to flip this upside down and leave the cardboard in place right now. These are so easy to put together. Where's the little box here? Back here, you'll find a bag with your wheels in it. A bag with a long screwdriver and a pair of gloves to put the handle on. These are the peg hooks for the pegboard. The screws for putting the pegboard on with. The handle, and then there's 2 braces to attach the pegboard to the box itself. But all we're going to do is put the wheels on. And if you like me, I like to save the little baggies. After a few years they'll go away. I may get rid of them early. But you never know what you can put into the bag. There's no wrenches or anything needed for the wheels. You just put them on and just kind of put your thumb into the middle and just turn it, and it will eventually get to the point where they're in. A lot of these wheels will have nuts on them that you can put wrenches on them, but these, it's just a matter of just getting them on there and spinning. Like I said, it takes longer to unpack it than it does to put it together. And you saw me turn it upside down. They're not that heavy. They are the perfect size. That's why I opted to buy some more. Back on. And 2 of the wheels have brakes. 2 of the wheels do not. Now, it's your preference where you put your brakes at. I doubt that I use the brakes very often, because I'm one that sometimes I'll just push something out of the way, and if it's got brakes on it, wouldn't do good. I've got origami shelves out here that are currently folded up, and they have brakes on them, and I typically don't use the brakes, but that's, you know, it's all personal preference as to whether you want to or not brake. We'll put the brakes on this end, so there's 1 in the front and 1 in the back. A lot of times people will just put them in the front side. Like I said, it's probably not something I'm going to use very often. Oh, did you watch Bridgerton? I gotta wait another month for the next batch. Wow. I've never read the books. I really need to. And just doing that, twist them. Okay. And they're snug. Once you get them to a certain point, they snug up pretty easily. Now, since they are shorter too, you know, you could put it lifted up onto a table if you wanted to make it a little bit easier on you, on your back, if you're slightly taller. But like I said, for most people, they'll be easy to turn these up over and over, upside down to put the wheels on. If not, sit on the floor, turn it on its side. You'll be good either way. Just remember that the drawers do not lock in place. So when you go to lift it and stuff, Be mindful of what side your drawers are on. I'm just going to flip her up. She's on wheels. Let's get this cardboard moved out from underneath her real quick. Alright. Looky there, guys. Looky there. See what I mean? So easy to move. The handle that goes down here is also very, very easy to attach. Did I put it on the right way? No. And the way it attaches, it comes with a set of gloves to keep you from scratching anything, but as long as you pay attention, you'll be all right. And you got 4 screws, 2 that go in each end of the handle. And all it is because your screwdriver is long enough that it's going to fit through the notches here. The awkward part is if you've got fingers that don't want to cooperate with you at the moment, getting them set into the little hole to put it to attach it. Well, I'll tell you, I'm just going to go ahead and put the piece in there. Then we'll attach the rod part. Sometimes you just gotta go the odd man out. Boy, I wasn't paying attention, was I, guys? What happens? I'm human. But the nice thing, I'll show you if you can see that. The way it reaches in there, the screwdriver is long enough that it will reach through so you can get it tightened up. I'm going to tighten this one up. Alright. Slide it into there. Then we're going to get this one put on. Well, foobar. Guys, I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, she's together. The handle's on her. All the drawers open and everything. And then if you want to go ahead and attach the pegboard to the back, it's just a matter of braces. Just like that. And of course it comes with the peg codes. And it's all metal. It's all metal. I'm just choosing not to put the pegboards on it at the moment, because I have something in mind when I start to reorganize. But yeah, and remember, piece of metal fell. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drawers. These are 3-inch deep drawers, and these are 2 inches deep. Very interesting thing I have just noticed. On my purple box, the top drawers have this felt stuff into them, and the rest do not. This one appears to have that felt. I'll see in the top 2 and the bottom 4, but not the third one. Hit or miss, I can deal with that. Set you back up here. And I actually have plans. I've thought about what I'm going to put into this one. I can't wait to set it up. All the glitters and the embossing powders that I was working with yesterday. I remember I said I had a ton of them. That is what I'm going to be putting in these. And I'm curious because I have some tall jars of this stuff too. Like this one's a taller jar, but it won't fit in the 2-inch deep drawer, so I'll have to put it in the 3s. Oh yeah, it'll fit in the 3s. Yeah, see, it'll fit in the 3s. So perfectly. But then I have some really tall, like 6-inch jars, and they'll have to lay down on their sides. But I know for a fact that in this particular one here, I'm going to put my embossing powders and my glitters in there. What else? I don't know. I haven't thought that far. The second one is a bonus box at the moment. I don't have plans for what I'm going to put in that one, but we will see. But I was excited about this. At least 2 of my boxes showed up. So tomorrow when it's snowing outside, I'm going to be in here setting up these boxes, and I can't wait. But you know what I did promise you guys? More crafting on the butterfly. Let me get set up over at my table and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, we're back over here at the table. And we are going to pick up on the butterfly, but I wanted to show you guys something. Remember yesterday I talked about using the glitter glue. When I painted on that wood, it just didn't come out very well. And I said probably if you put it onto paper. Well, if you put it on paper, it does work a lot better. So if you're putting, I would recommend the glitter glues probably for paper. Paper and cardstock. So, okay. I've thought about my butterfly a little bit. I've been embossing so far, making it shiny. I'm going to work on these middle lines, and I'm going to put silver into the lines on his thorax here, the middle part of his body. And I want to do silver. This is a glitter that comes from Dollar General in their little art department section. I had a random day one day and happened to pick it up. And I don't even believe that I've ever particularly used this one before. And my goal is to get some of the glitters used up this year. But I'm going to use my little zig pin that I showed you guys yesterday to attach my glitter. And I'm actually going to go in and just... And of course there's glitter still on the glue part of the pen. You can clean it off if you want to. You can even pull these out and flip them to the other side if you want. But right now, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to do 2 lines at a time. And like yesterday with the extra bling, I don't mind a bit because she's going to be glittery anyway. So I am fine with that. And then I will use my fingers to kind of push it into the spot there. I'm not going to tap like I do with the embossing powder, not on this. I'm going to go in and go with some more. I accidentally got some glue into the big spot here, so when I scrape that across, it's going to hit it. But I'm okay with that at the moment. Because the middle section is going to be black. Not sure if I'm going to do black glitter or black embossing powder. Black embossing powder is what I'd like to do. But we will see. I'm not sure if I have black embossing powder. I'm crossing my fingers that I hope I do. And again, getting my fingers all shiny today. And didn't bring any wipes out with me, but, you know, that's a tomorrow me problem. I don't mind the mess, the chaos. And all I'm working on is just filling in the stripes on the thorax with the silver glitter. I'm actually out here a little bit later today. It's after 5 o'clock. I've gotten my pups up for the evening. They're safe and snug as bugs in their space. They have a great building that they're in. And it's fully insulated, heating and air, carpeting on the floors. They have beds, they have blankets, they have lights. I actually have a set of solar lights, of rope lights, that as soon as it gets dark, it turns on for them. Gives them sort of like a nightlight experience. So they always have a little bit of light out there. And I've had them, they were born in 2018, so they are 8 years old this year in the end of March. Wonderful dogs, wonderful dogs. Wonderful dogs. They have more square footage between their play yard and their building than I have in my entire house. And they're a blast to play with. They really are. But we got that done. I took care of the kitties. And then my 2 older dogs are inside just chilling out till Daddy comes home. Because I normally am not out here after dark. But I wanted to show you guys how well packaged those toolboxes are. And come out and play with my butterfly a little bit. So I think I've got it done. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tap. Because there's extra here, of course, but not a ton. I'm going to tap it off into the trash can. And then clean it up a little bit. Okay. I need a little brush. I usually have a brush up here to get rid of the loose stuff, but I don't. I don't want to use my heat tool. It doesn't bother me that the lines may not be perfect because, like I said, the middle sections are going to be black. I'm hoping I have black embossing powder. I do not. I'm not sure. you go. That shines on there. I really do need a brush. I don't have, normally I have brushes right here, but I don't have any sitting here at the moment. Let me pull one of these out. Try to clean it up a little bit more. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to go in and we're going to continue on with these spans on the wings down here. And I'm trying to think of what color I wanted. I almost pulled out the yellow yesterday. And I think I'm going to pull out the yellow today. I think we're going to go to yellow. This is a Ranger embossing powder. It's a yellow. Very, very pretty color. But it's a yellow. And I'm going to do just like I did yesterday. I am actually going to go in. Have I got a little piece of paper here? Yeah. See if I can't clean some of this off. Yeah, see with these, you can clean them off against a piece of paper. And if that doesn't work, you can also take a utility knife or a really small pair of scissors and just kind of scrape it all off. It's whatever floats your boat. There's different ways to do it. And I do know I've got a little white spot here and stuff. Anything that's bare like this, I will come in towards the end and I will fill it in with a different color. Not sure what color yet, but we will think about that. So, and guys, if you're going to be in the path of the snowstorm that's coming, I hope you're still prepared. I know I went ahead and made a run up to the local grocery store earlier today, about 3 o'clock today, and it's the busiest I've ever seen that grocery store, ever. Even before the ice storm, it wasn't that busy. And I was just in there, you know, doing my weekly shopping that I do. But the shelves were empty of snack foods. I was very, very surprised. The snack foods is what was gone. Snack foods and canned beans. Because, you know, with canned beans, especially if they're packed in water, you don't have to heat them. You can just open them up and eat them straight out of the can if you had to. Not a lot of people would do that, but some would. Okay. I need a tap off onto. And we're going to, just like yesterday, we're going to fire up our heat embossing tool. Uh-oh. We're not going to fire up today? Come on. There we go. I have, like I said, I don't have permanent power in my building because I did not want it. I use power banks. So it took it a moment to catch up with me. All right, let's get started on the yellow here. Like I said, this is a Ranger embossing powder. So its melting point is a little different than the purple one was. The yellow is very interesting as it melts. This one is going to give a real good texture on this one. And my purple is solid. This one is got more spaced out because I didn't completely cover that. So it gives me more of a texture to it there. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Let's see. And I am going to do something inside of these. I'm thinking about, well, I have something in mind. I don't know if it will work or not, but I am certainly going to try, and actually took this to the inside instead of the outside. So, but I'm okay with that. Dare to be different. This one is this side's going to be a little bit more yellow than that side is. Okay. And I'm not worried, like I said a moment ago, I'm not worried if I still have bare wood showing in some spots. Because towards the end of that, I will go in and I'm going to put a different color into those. Not sure what color yet, but we shall see. See, that's a bigger spot than the one over here. And I will actually go back and match up the other side. And yellow is one. Once it hits that melting point and really starts to spread out, this one is bubbling a little bit. And I am okay with that. This yellow will show you really good the smooth, what is done and what is not. And again, paint embossing is all about patience. All right, I'm going to go in and I'm going to go ahead and match up this side. This spot, half over that one. I'm just going to use what's on the paper for now. Making a big mess, but I am okay with that. Have you noticed I love messes? Part of my creative process. And you can build up multiple layers of embossing powder, but you need to let it cool in between layers or you won't be able to get it thick like you're going to want. But that takes a lot of patience, but it is doable. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Trying to get it just a spot there. All right, I want to, what do I want to do? Let's go ahead and get the extra yellow put back into the jar here. So we're not going to use it right now. And yeah, it's all over my craft mat, but I'm okay with that. Let's pull a different color out of embossing powder. Let's see, which ones do I have in here? Actually, I may, you know what? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I truly don't know. I don't want to use any of those. What do I have in this one up here? Let's see. Do I have one up here that I have not used? That's a chunky. You know what? Let's do a chunky glitter. This is a Tim Holtz Distress Glitter. This one's called Picked Raspberries. It's kind of a vibrant pink. And I think I'm going to use the bigger, my bigger one here, because I think what I want to do, I think I want to go into one of the inlay spots and make it glitter. We're going to go into these up here, and we're going to glitter it with the pink raspberry. I'm going to do a combination of the two glue pens. I may even have to go in with a different glue to get it in there. But let's see how far we can get with this. See, it's a really cool glitter. I'm going to try to make it as thick as we can in there. See how it's thick in there? That's kind of what I'm wanting to do, but I have a few ideas. And I will probably do a couple of different techniques in the inlay portions. Putting the glitter into it is just one part of it. It covered it pretty good. Oh yeah, it got in there pretty good. We're going to do the matching one over here. And like I said yesterday, with the glitter, you can use just about any type of glue that you want to. Whatever you may have on hand. Elmer's glue, especially if you have children that's doing it, Elmer's glue is a good choice. Demco glue, which is a bookbinding glue. It's a good glue. Any of your arts and crafts glue, jewelry glues. Experiment with what you have. You never know what you're going to find. Everybody has different materials on hand. You don't always have the money to go buy new materials. Ooh, that pink really, really is pretty, guys. Tap it off. Okay, let me put this back into the jar. Gosh, I really, really like the pink. Oh, I really like the pink. I really like that pink. It's a pretty pink. Okay. And I will go in and clean up the loose glitters. Oh, well. Okay. I was a little aggressive there, wasn't I? But you know what? I'm going to leave it like it is because I pulled some of the glitter off. Live and learn. Live and learn. Let's see. I think I've got some more of the other glitters up here. See, this one is a Stormy Sky. It's kind of a gray. And Peeled Paint. It's a green. Let's go with the green. Let's go with the green. And we're going to go... I tell you what we will do. We're going to take the Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive, which is it's a clear drying craft glue. And we're going to use it. Let me go grab a tiny little paintbrush. And we're going to apply it into these spots here, and I'll show it to you with glue. So let me go grab a little brush. I know I have one here, but I'm not 100% certain where it is at. So we will grab a new one. Let's see. Let's take a little one. And since I have my rolling tool cart with the paint supplies in, I knew right where to go. Didn't have to go hunting. But we're going to go in and we're going to be very liberal with this. We're going to go in with the big one here. And I'm just dipping it into the glue. Now there are craft glues out there that have needle tips to them. So like you could put a fine line in here somewhere if you wanted to. But I'm going to be very, very liberal. I've got a very thick coating and I'm letting it coat the edges too. I don't know if you could see that, but I went in and I did a pretty good liberal coating. There's one spot there that I did not get. Catching it up on the edges too there. Oh, I have not opened this one before. Well, let's get this one popped open because these are all sealed. They all come sealed with a plastic on them. Oh man. There we go. Open sesame. Okay. Very interesting. It's a darker color than what the others are, but it's a green. It is called, again, it's called Peeled Paint. It's not going to take much of this for that little spot. It's a very interesting color. I'm just going to knock it off into the lid. Very, very interesting color. Let's go ahead and we'll get this one filled in. Just go in with a big liberal amount of glue here. Probably too much at that point. Got to pull some of it out. All right. Close up the glue. And we'll go back in with what's in the lid. Sprinkle it in there. Okay. All right. Okay. This one, I put it in a little bit thicker than this one. My recommendation, don't go real thick, go a little bit thinner. It should go in better. And see, and if you have a dry paintbrush, you could always go in with the dry paintbrush to clean the glitter and stuff off if you wanted to. I will get a lot of it cleaned up when I do the final portions of it. That's what we've got so far. It's very, very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. I think I want to do I want to do one more spot? I kind of want to do another spot. I really do, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to call it. Actually, you know what? Yes. I'm going to fill these back in. I'm going to go back in with some more of the... I'm going to take some of the craft glue and fill in the spots that let loose of the glitter. And it sounds like it's perfect timing because it sounds like the husband just came home from work. That way I can feed him. All right, let's go back into that. Oh, yeah. We're just going to let that sit there for a minute. Looks like I got a piece of paper or something stuck in there. I'm not sure. And, of course, I am, as they would say, contaminating my glue. Now, some glues I would never double dip, so to speak, and contaminate the glue. But with this fella, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Did you see what I just tried to do? I'm not going to worry about it that much because she's going to be a butterfly of many colors. We may have to call her Dolly. You know, Dolly turned 80 years old Monday. We may have to honor Dolly by naming this butterfly after her. You know, like her coat of many colors. All right. Yeah, I went back in and it filled it in pretty good. And as you see, I have glitter dust everywhere. And I am okay with that. Oh yeah, see that go around? Did a lot better. Oh yeah. That's what I've got so far, guys. I'm going to bring you down here in just a minute. Hold on just a minute. Guys, I brought you back down to the table so I could show you this away. She's getting there. And I did go back in with that glue as you saw and just filled back in on the glitter. I can't wait till this is done. You know, everything, all of this will get cleaned up because this is all going to be black down in here. I haven't decided if I'm going to do black glitter or black embossing powder. Or I may do something else. I have a few different techniques I'm going to try on this with different stuff that I've never done before. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I will try one of them tomorrow. And I have to make sure my tabletops are very cleaned off and I have extra paper because some of that paper is going to have to be thrown away when I do that. But I'm kind of looking forward to it. She's going to be pretty. She will be pretty. I'm looking forward to getting this one done. I'm looking forward to this. Because she's going to hang up on the end of my wall with my old store scrapbooking sign. I know a couple of times you guys have seen the sign behind me. I'll flip you the sign. That sign right there, Cropper's Castle, scrapbooking. My BFF and I, from Crafty Max, she and I in 2006 had a scrapbooking store here in North Carolina in Union County. And we had a ball, but that was the name of it. And just never could get rid of the sign. That was the sign that was outside of our store, up on the canopy above the store. And it's got a place of honor. For a long time, it was behind my couch. Every time I'd move, it would always be behind my couch. But I've preserved it. She's there, and I'm going to cover her in butterflies and dragonflies. Butterflies is my insect, and dragonflies is Melissa. And so that's kind of a way to honor the two of us in that. But guys, I'm going to let you go. If you're going to be anywhere near the snow this weekend, be safe, stay warm, but have fun. Play safe if you go out driving in it. Just be mindful of yourself and others. Don't do anything silly. As youth, we would do silly stuff that, in hindsight, wasn't very smart, but it is what it is. You only live once, right? But just play safe, stay warm. Get out there and craft. Who knows what you can get into. Guys, I'm going to let you go. And until tomorrow or Sunday, one of the two, because I am going to be playing out here tomorrow and setting up my 2 new toolboxes. Ooh, I can't wait to do that. But guys, until then, remember, love yourself, believe in others, and inspire those around you. Till next time, bye.